No ifs, no buts.
No public sector cuts.
No ifs, no buts.
No public sector cuts.
The council tonight are voting on £44 million worth of cuts, and that will affect every single service area in this borough. The council and our elected members, the politicians that represent you, are telling us that there will be no cuts to frontline services. That's a load of rubbish.
Hi, Mouth That Rules are down in Hackney Town Hall for the demonstration against the cuts.
We're here to ask people about their thoughts on these provisions being cut.
What is the demo about?
This evening's about the cuts to Hackney Council that are being expected to be announced this evening. So the demonstration this evening is Hackney Council workers and residents in Hackney standing up and saying that they're not happy with the way that Hackney Council is planning to implement cuts to their budget. They're saying that Labour councillors should make a stand against the Tory government and what the Tory government wants to impose.
What do you think about youth provisions being cut?
I think it's disgusting. I mean, it's absolutely disgraceful. The figures, unemployment levels for young people is well over 20% now, and basically they're expecting young people to finish their education, if they manage to get through university, try and find a job and just not be able to, and it's just going to cause more and more anger as time goes on. I mean, we've seen what's happened in Greece on a similar issue, and I think it's bound to come here as well.
Whose responsibility is it to provide youth provisions for young people?
Well, it should be local council. They supposedly look after the young people in that area. It's also the young people have also got to do some kind of thing for themselves too. And I think being involved in protests, being involved in looking at what you want, what young people want, and hopefully from there something good will come out of it, and hopefully it'll get the young people a bit more active, a bit more political. And being political, you can then change things.
Looks like the central government are really trying to dismantle the welfare state. All vital services that we need, children's services, connection centres, loads of connection branches for young people, depriving them of a future or any type of careers advice or housing advice for young people. These cuts are affecting our community, our local people, our children, our elderly and ordinary working people, people at college. You're robbing them of the opportunity of a future, and it's not fair. Jules Piper, you get 75 grand, yeah? That's more than the living wage of any type of ordinary constituent in Hackney.
Hackney Council's youth service is being cut about 50% in terms of staff.
The first cut starting already, announced at the end of January, were 95 jobs to be lost in youth services, youth support team, the youth offending team. They're trying to make out that these are not cuts, these are just a streamlining of the service. Well, I'm not sure what's more frontline than youth services in a borough where 33% of our young people are unemployed, not in any form of education or training, and where youth crime rate is very high.
What effects will the cuts have on young people?
Well, everything really. First of all, our education, the cuts to the education maintenance allowance, the raising of tuition fees, the top-up fees, it just means they're blocking working class kids having a future. And it's all about if you've got rich parents or that's what it comes down to, and it's not a fair system anymore.
Today, young people are quite kind of disenchanted with their future prospects. I think a lot of people are obviously finding it hard to get not just the jobs they want, but any kind of job at the moment. And so you do feel that there is a lost generation to a certain extent. 16 to 24-year-olds really don't feel that there is too much of a future for them, especially in the short term. So I think any further cuts are really going to be detrimental to young people, and it's going to be really hard for young people as a collective group at the moment to really sort of like have their voice heard and to make any sort of personal progress.
These are the sort of cuts that are going to come again and again and again unless we stand together and fight this government and fight the council to say there's no point saying we're going to fight the cuts if we then stand up in the council chambers and vote them through.
No public sector cuts!